Hi everyone, it's Tony here with Nerds Never Sleep, and it's time again for another weekly roundup. That's right, this is the point of the week where I bring you in and I show you all of the statues, figures, and collectibles that I highlighted on the channel through the past week using things like YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, TikToks, and photo galleries along all the social media platforms. Now, this week, I was a figure short, honestly, because I brain farted what day it was. So that's what happened there. And I had a carryover from the previous week, Saturday, so which is why we got a non-spooky figure for a change. So again, this week, we're leading into the spooky season as it rolled over into October. So we're going to get a little bit more monster-themed, demonic-themed, spooky-themed, anything I can kind of get my hands on to show you guys. Not sure I've got enough to go the full 30 days for October, but we're going to make the effort. All right, so for the last week of September, I led into things with one of my favorites, the man himself, All Might, from one of the older My Hero Academia figures. Now, this used to be my largest All Might and possibly my most favorite one, doing his classic, muscle flex pose. Looked really, really great until I've gotten my Masterlize Extra. And if you guys haven't seen that, check out the unboxing on the channel. It's incredible and he is huge. But all in all, this as a piece itself is a very, very great All Might. I love that, again, he's doing the classic pose. They nailed the face. They got the hair right. They're solid pieces of hair. They aren't flimsy. A lot of All Mights have the flimsy kind of antenna hair. This has straight up solid pieces. They're really, really great. My only gripe with this is this red kind of stabilizer. Not the hugest fan of it. Now, he does, and sometimes I think this makes it wobble more, but it does keep him, from toppling, I guess, when it's positioned correctly. But he does stand well on his own. So it's kind of up to you how you want to display it. For the sake of this video, I do have it on him though. But in my daily video that I posted, it did not have it on the feet. And he did, again, stand up just fine. So depending on your budget, this is a perfectly great All Might, but if you want to splurge for something a little bit bigger, I do highly recommend the Masterlize Extra one. Now for Twin Tuesday, because it was spooky season starting, I went for one that not a lot of you saw because boobs on an anime girl. And of course, this is the Monster Motions Rem, one of my favorite Rem prize figures, and I say it every time I highlight her. This is her in basically a werewolf form, and I absolutely adore how they gave her the little paws. She's got her little tail, she's got the ears, and they made some of the hair kind of going into her face translucent. And those of you know, I am a sucker for the translucent parts. Now, her outfit is a little revealing, but it also kind of has like a classic monster movie look with just the shorts and the kind of sports bra. Now, I know YouTube doesn't like the revealing outfits. Again, she is the only one who got killed in the algorithm, and it's probably because she's got boobs. But again, I'm going to keep testing that algorithm and try to break through it so more of you guys can see some of these really cool figures. And for Waifu Wednesday, I went with one of my favorite horror icons, whatever horror comedy you want to call it. Beetlejuice from the Kotobukiya Bishoujo line. Now, this version that I showed off is actually the exclusive version, which is the wedding version, aka the tuxedo version. But I also did a head swap on her as well, because the Beetlejuice Bishoujo, the head pops off. Not sure why they made it this way, but her head does come off. And it's not something you have to break, it just literally pops off. And it can be swapped with the standard Beetlejuice. I thought the faces looked cooler on the different models. So I made a swap myself. So it's kind of a mishmash of both. Really, really love this. And again, I cannot praise the Kotobukiya horror line enough with how great they all look. And for that time I got reincarnated on a Thursday, well, I didn't really go horror or spooky, but I went for something a little adjacent with everyone's favorite demon butler, Diablo, and the amazing Otherworlder Plus. Now, this set consisted of 3 characters, Rimuru, Milim, and Diablo, and they're kind of elevated to look like they're flying, and they have wings, and they have all these effects going down their posts. Really, really love how these came out. They are a little unstable on the one peg that goes into their backs, but if you get it in there the right way, it's gonna stay on. I've seen some people's fall off the pegs, but so far mine have been good. So when you do buy these ones, make sure the peg is into that back before you secure it to the base. And Figure Friday, well, I had a horror figure ready to go, but I totally forgot which day it was and did my Saturday post instead. So we didn't get a Figure Friday, which leads me into Saturday's post, which was a carryover from the previous week. Sword Art Saturday. I went with Little Miss Lin. And for those of you who don't know, she's one of the main characters from the Gun Gale Online, or GGO, spin-off series. Cute little rabbit ear kind of hat. She's wearing her pink on pink with her pink gun or pink ammo or pink pouches. You can tell she's kind of the girly girl kind of character. Not my favorite of the Sword Art series. I'm more of the mainline Sword Art guy until Alicization kind of lost me a little bit there. But the GGO stuff was definitely an interesting kind of take. I do wish they would do more kinds of spin-off stuff in the future. Give us something. And that's all for the figures that I highlighted over this past week. So now, before I get to page updates, what I typically do, and I forgot to do the past few videos, is kind of give my favorites for the week. Now, I typically go by higher end and lower end figures. So in this case, I have 2 higher ends, being the Masterlized Kuji and the Bishoujo of Beetlejuice. Obviously, we know who I'm going to pick. I'm going to go with my girl Beetlejuice for my pick of the week because, again, it is still one of my favorite horror Bishoujo to date. Now, as far as the lower tier stuff, I'm going to no-brainer it with the Rem. She is always one of my favorites, and again, it's one of my favorite Rem prize figures to date. So let me know who your favorite was in the comments. And as far as page updates, well, again, this was embarrassingly kind of a slow week. I had some stuff IRL going on that kept me a little too busy. But where my lack of long-form content was, I did try to make up for it by doing live streams. So again, if you guys have been checking out the streams, those few that have been coming in and chatting, I do appreciate it. Been having a blast doing it. I did manage to beat Astrobot. I did manage to beat Space Marine 2 and play a ton of the incredible Metaphor ReFantazio demo prologue. And man, am I excited for this game. It does drop this week. So excited. That is going to be the stream game of choice going forward. I am so stoked. For those of you who don't know, it is the newest game from Atlas, the guys who make one of my favorite RPG series, Persona. And it is basically a Persona-like set in a medieval setting. So we're not in a Japanese high school anymore. We are in a medieval fantasy setting, and it has all the bells and whistles from Persona. I absolutely adored the prologue demo. Went into it completely blind other than seeing a few promotional art pieces, and man, was I pleasantly surprised. So if you guys are interested in checking that out, I do have the VODs on the channel. check out that demo. Join me for some of the live streams coming up over the weekend and all throughout the weeks. Now, what can we expect this week? Well, I did say I want to start doing some spooky stuff, but I got to dig some of the spooky stuff out of my storage because I do have quite a few horror bishojos I still have to unbox, so we will get to those. I do have some new My Hero Academia stuff that I'm very excited to do. If you guys did see my haul video that I posted last week, I did get some pretty cool stuff, most of it being My Hero Academia stuff, so we're going to get into some of that. And going to be doing something along the lines for ReZero since the anime is back and I am so damn excited. It's one of my favorite shows. So stoked to see what goes on next. And that's going to be it for the page updates. So I'm going to end this one. Again, I'm trying to make these go a little bit quicker until I convert to the live stream format, which is going to be coming probably around the holiday time. I'm still trying to get things set up a little bit more, so I will make sure you guys are up to date on that, times, etc., for when I'm going to do the weekly Roundup live stream segment. But that's going to be it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like the video, do me a solid. Click the like button, the subscribe button, the share button, spread the nerdiness, follow on all the social medias. The links are down in the description below. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, everyone.